All right, we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is day 4 of the SOAR to Scale workshop. My name is Dr. Connie Scavella. I'm your host. Okay, we're going to try this again. I have why my internet keeps coming and going. So welcome everybody for try number 2. If we and reconnect again, we are just having some bad power or something issues here today. So the workshop and I have I don't even have a bar, I have a dot. So I keep trying and making sure that this thing will connect, and we'll just all keep our fingers crossed. So send your good juju this way so that we can have a good connection, because I have a fun show for you guys. We are going to talk today about becoming masterful at selling. And so one of the things that we are going to do is give you some prizes and giveaways today. And we also have more tickets. More tickets are coming your way. So if you would love to win some of the tickets, guess what? We have one more day. And then this goes away. So tomorrow we are having a big drawing. I have so many tickets here, you guys. We're putting names on the back of everything. It's kind of noisy, but it's really a lot of fun. Tomorrow we have a drawing, and that drawing is for $15,000 grand prize winner. I hope it is you. You do need to be live and in person to win. So if we do call your name, we'll give it about a whole 60 seconds. And if you don't answer and say, hey, I'm here, it's me, then we're going to go pick the next name until somebody wins, even if we come all the way down and it's just me. So it's going to be exciting. We are here tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and hopefully the internet, it looks like it's working now, so everything should be working fine by then. We are going to get started quickly because we're talking about perfecting your one iconic meeting. Excuse me. What does that mean? Perfecting your one iconic meeting is about the final process in building your model. So remember we started, and if you guys, hey, if you don't have your workbook, go get your workbook, okay? So this is what you need. This is your full color workbook. It has everything in here, all the instructions, the quizzes, the questions, the answers, some of the prizes. And what we are doing today is I want you to turn to day 4. So, and I also want to acknowledge you guys for playing along all week long and say congratulations to those of you who have already won some amazing, amazing things. So today we are on the real stage. We're on day 4. This is where it all comes down to, right? We had an iconic vision and we understood that you have to have one vision, just one thing that will work, okay? You can't have multiple things you're trying to do. If you have 2 or 3 products, you're going to struggle. You're not going to cross that 6-figure mark. You have to get singularly focused. All right. So we talked about that first. And then we said, well, what is your offer? What does it look like? What is the shape of it? And we talked about different types of shapes. You put your shapes in the homework. Our shape is the cube. All right. And there's a reason for this, and it's very unique to us. And so we use this model for our offer. My question is, what did you come up with? Put down in the comments, what is the shape that you had, right? What is the shape of things to come for you? Now, if you are stuck, if you can't figure out the shape, if it is a good thing or if it's too common, then we would love to help you. Okay. So right now we're coming towards the end of our workshop. And so this is the time to get help so that when the workshop is over, you can take your workbook and you can move forward. This thing will guide you through the whole year. Just follow it, right? Do all the homework, do all the assignments, and it will work great. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to dive into that one meeting. Okay, so we've done the offer, we've done the group, we know we have a collection of people in our pond, and we know what kind of pond, where is it going to be, how are we going to operate in that pond, and is it high tech, high touch, low tech? Is it no tech? Is it high frequency, low frequency? These are the questions that you have to answer. And all of those are in your homework. All right. Now, the other things that we've done up until this point is we have created your power pitch. If you do not have a power pitch, my team is going to put down in comments here what you have to do. You're going to just go to that site, put your power pitch in there. I will take a look at it and I will help you figure out exactly what you need to do. Okay. So let me know as we get started if you have any homework issues, if you need the SOAR quiz, if you want the power pitch, what do you need to get going today? Okay. So now let's go ahead and look at what we have to do in order to make these sales. I want to know first, hey, Joe, good to see you. What I want to know is, where are you in the whole spectrum of sales? Okay. Are you like, I love sales. It's great. I am thrilled with it. Is that how you feel about it? Or are you like, I'll just see what happens. I just kind of have a conversation. We see where it goes. Or are you, I don't like it at all. I don't want to do it at all. It's hard. I don't want to be sleazy and slimy and salesy. So that's like down here at I really don't like it at the 0-1 level. Like, we'll see how it goes. You're kind of in the 4, 5, 6 range. Like, some of them work, some of them don't. Or are you over here and like, I love it. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things to do. I can't wait till we get to that conversation. Okay. So put where you are on that scale of 1 to 10. 1 is, I don't like it. And 10 is love it. I'm awesome at it and it's great. Okay. Where are you on that scale? Put your rating in there. I want to see what your rating is. Hey, Joe, good to see you all the way down in Texas today. So, and those of you who won the book bundle yesterday, congratulations. I want to acknowledge you for that. You should have a message from us acknowledging you. If you did not get the message, please check your messages or reach out to one of us and we'll get that to you. So today we really want to talk about sales because I promise you, if you learn this new methodology, it's called up-level selling, and it is a way to transform the way you think about selling, because selling is one thing, all right? And what it is actually is a transfer of enthusiasm. Think about it. When you tell somebody, like, hey, I just went to the best restaurant. Oh my gosh, they had this salmon that just melted in your mouth like butter, and it was paired with this really crisp Chardonnay. Oh my gosh, it was so great. You have to try it. And guess what is going to happen? Those people, you sold them on that concept, right? Why? Because you had this transfer of enthusiasm about that thing. That's really all sales is. Now, if you feel like you're pushy, salesy, and all of that, it's probably because you're doing it wrong. It's probably because you're trying to follow somebody else's script or method, and it doesn't feel natural to you. All right, because we can do anything in the world that feels natural to us. If it doesn't feel natural to you, you're not going to succeed at selling. So what we're going to do is show you a new methodology that will help you get there. Okay, and so when you're thinking about sales, there's two things you have to think of: how do you do it, and when do you do it, meaning what's the pace. All right, so in your workbook, I want you to grab your workbook. And right after page 4, you have, you're going to see up-leveled selling right here, okay? And we're going to go all around this and show you what each stage means, okay? So I want you to write it down because it's in your workbook, but you actually have to fill it in, okay? So if you do need some help with that, we will help you out, okay? And we'll go through all of these stages and fill in what you need to do, because this is it. It's the simplest sales system on the planet, and it's designed for high ticket. Now, what is high ticket? High ticket is $5,000 and above. If maybe you're mid ticket, maybe you're like $3,000 to $5,000, that's mid ticket. All right. And then there's lower ticket. If you're under 2,000, then you're definitely in the low ticket category. Okay. So we're going to fill this out today. And then I have a little surprise for you at the end as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and get going. Let's make sure you guys can hear me. I also have an amazing team here. We have Angie, and we have Sandy, and we have Della, and those guys will get you anything that you need. Most important today, since we're coming towards the end of the workshop, is that you get all of those pillars figured out. You have to know, what is it that you have going on? Do you know your power pitch? If you don't know your power pitch, get the power pitch help. If you don't know your block, take the SOAR quiz, okay? So make sure you have all of that. If you don't know what your goals are, your vision, any of that, guess what? We can help you with that. We can give you what's called a results sheet. So just type #results, and we will help you set that whole vision for you for the whole year. All right. So, because again, what does it say? Without a vision, the people perish, right? So let's go ahead and get going. And I'm going to go really fast on this part because there's a lot. And when you're watching this, this is, for some of you, this is going to feel like a drinking out of a fire hose, okay? But just watch it carefully, and then as we start filling in the pieces, then you'll understand how it works. Because first you have to understand, before you can get going, you have to know, when are you going to do these, right? There's a cadence that you have to sales. And every month, what you want to do is have a conversion event. So you're selling something every single month, okay? If you're not, then it won't work. Now, I want to know too, can you guys put in the comments for me, how do you sell? Do you sell group, or do you do one-to-one? Which way do you do it? Is it group sales, or do you do it online, like webinars, or one-to-one, like maybe you go straight to an appointment or something like that? Which one do you do? Let me see. And now, if you have a combo, let me know what the combo is. Maybe you do some of one, but which is your main one? Which is your main money earner, if you will? Is it one-to-one? Is it in group? Is it maybe you do live events, something like that? That would be considered a group. Okay. Again, if you feel like, okay, I have an offer and I have a group now after day 3, and now we're going to do sales, but I really don't know what my vision is. I can't see where I'm going. I don't have clarity yet. Then comment below, comment results, okay? Comment results below. We have the coolest result sheet. It's a 1-pager. Imagine if you could do your entire vision on one page. That's what we'll do for you. I'll show you an example of this. I wasn't planning on this, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. I got my little stuff here. So you're going to have something like this, right? This is ours. And this is our manifesto, but what's your vision? What's yours? We're going to help you with it. And it's a template. It's a fill in the blank, and you will have your own vision, manifesto, mission statement, whatever you want to call it. You need that in order to keep going when the going gets a little bit tough, right? Sometimes it's a little hard, but if you keep that at the forefront of your mind, you'll be fine. So the first thing you need to know is your CEO cadence, okay? That's what this is in your workbook. So if you still need your workbook, type #workbook. And this is very simple, okay? These are the 12 months of the year. Can you believe we're already up here? We're in March already. How many of you, give me a wave, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart. How many of you hit your goal for February? How many of you hit or exceeded the financial goal that you had for February, income-wise? Like you might have had goals that, were different, but I'm talking business-wise, because we are in business to make profit. That's what a business is here for. Businesses do need to make profit, and that profit comes from helping other people. So did you help enough people? Did you hit your goal? If you did, say, I did it down in the comments. I did it. I did it. I did it. Okay. Because we want to acknowledge you. We have a little something for you. Those of you who did hit your goal, just type I did it. And we're going to reach out to you privately and get you a little gift. Okay. I do have an extra something for you today too. So first thing you have to do is plot out your year. What are the months that you're going to have an event? Like, is it every other month? And then you're going to do like a big event and then a small event, big event, small event. Do you do 2 huge launches a year? What do you do? Okay. So in order to understand how to best use this thing back here, the 7-figure sales model, you have to know when you're going to be doing it, because there's lead time and there's planning. So for example, if you're going to do something like this, you actually need about 4 weeks lead time to get everything set up. Okay. So it's important to understand that. Is that making sense to you guys? Okay. So, you have your model, if you're going to be 1-to-1, 1-to-many, 0-to-many, whatever your model is. Now you know the cadence. The cadence is very important. And then now we want to look at how do we actually get this thing going. Okay. And by the way, if you've been here, every day, like Sherry's been here every single day. I've seen you all the time, Sherry. It's so good to have you here. But if you've been here a lot and, you probably saw everything, okay? But if you need a replay, just type #replay, okay? And that will take you, to our replay page. And you can watch the replay that you missed right there, okay? Also, we'll have an extra workbook for you there too, so that if you need another one and you want to keep one kind of as a backup, you can go ahead and grab another one if you would like to do that, okay? So just type #replay. We'll get you the link for that, and then you can keep going. And remember, we do have our scholarship drawing. Oh, it's tomorrow, okay? So you must be live to win. There's no restrictions. You're getting points for all kinds of things. If you message back one of our concierges, guess what? You get points. Showing up, winning prizes, guess what? You get points. Take a selfie with a page of your book cover, your workbook, you win points. Forward one of our posts to somebody else on the internet and let us know. I think you get like 20 points. You VIPs already got 50 points. So there's a whole bunch of ways you can get points, and each point is worth 1 red ticket into the drawing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, let's go ahead and start as far as sales. Again, tell me how you feel about sales. Love it or hate it. Just write it down in the comments. Love it or hate it. Love it or hate it. Okay. And I have something here that I want to give all of you. So again, we've got to get these people to pay attention to us, right? So I have a collection of 342 proven headlines that sell. They're all done. They're all created for you. And you just have to fill in the blank with your name. And we already did a lot of the power pitch, right? So all you have to do is fill that in with your name. And they're ready to go. So guess what? That'll take you through an entire year, considering that you probably take some vacation, right? You can have a different headline every single day. And we're going to give this to anybody who types hashtag headlines. Okay. Hashtag headlines, just for being here. You're going to get this. And then I do have some extra bonuses at the end. Okay. So with sales, this is what I want to start with here. Okay. This is one of my favorite quotes. Man's greatest weakness is the inability to tell truth from falsehood. Have you guys ever heard the statement, buyers are liars? A lot of people say that. Buyers are liars. They're never going to tell you the truth. And our greatest weakness is the inability to distinguish truth from falsehood. So how do you know when somebody's lying to you? Okay, like, oh, I don't have any money, or now's not a good time, or my kid needs braces. Is it true? Are you able to distinguish that? Well, imagine if you could in the sales, and maybe you just didn't even have to deal with it. Okay, we're going to show you how within the first 15 minutes of your sale, you're not going to have to ever deal with this buyers or liars thing. All right. So I want to first get your head right around this. I'm going to show you the concept around the up level selling. Because why is it up level selling? Because we're using higher and better parts of our brain. All right. This is not follow the script kind of a thing, and where everybody says the same thing. It's very unique. It has a lot of nuances, and it uses a lot of psychology, not manipulation, not NLP. Okay. So I just want to be really clear on that. There's nothing really wrong with it, but there's a lot more right ways to do things. Okay. So what is persuasion? I'm going to go through these concepts really quick too. Okay. Persuasion is the ability to assist in making a decision they were going to make anyway. Think about that. That's really an easier way to look at it, isn't it? Well, they're going to make a decision. You're just trying to help them. What you want to do is you want to help them make the most intelligent decision by having all of the information they need to make an intelligent decision. Okay. So think about that. When you go into the meeting, anytime I have a conversation about an opportunity to work with us, and some of you we've already talked with, some of you we're going to be talking with, but my number one goal, my only goal, is to make sure that I give you all the information you need to make 100% intelligent decision for you. All right. So when you're fully armed with the information, then you're going to make the right decision. If you don't have all the information, chances are you're going to not make the right decision. So here's a couple different trails that people take, right? This is kind of the solo journey online. First 5 years, that's really what it looks like. Okay, yay, I'm going to do this thing. And then a little uphill, oops, slipped, a little uphill again, way down. Okay, maybe I'll try it again. It's a hard climb up and you're doing great. You're above the crowd and you slip again. It just goes on and on. This is what we call roller coaster income, right? And that really is why most companies go out of business, right? You pretty much end up flat where you started. Okay. So the entrepreneurs is a little bit different. A lot of you have been this way, especially if you've been told to build your product as a ladder or an ascension model where you start with something at $37.47 and then 99 and 149 and 249 and that kind of thing. Okay. So entrepreneurs first 5 years, typically they go into startup and then they say, oh, you got a niche down. And so you're trying to figure that out for a while. And they're like, okay, I got to launch. You do really well on the launch. I'm like, wow, there's so much. I got to get a team. And then you see your profits coming down a little bit more. And then you realize the team doesn't do anything at all. And you fall down. You're like, oh, shoot, I'm just going to do all this by myself. You know what? I'm working so hard. I might as well have a job. And then you're battling between, do I keep doing this or do I have a job? And then you're like, wait. Here's a new cycle. There's a new fad. Chat GPT just came on the scene. There's a new way to start my business, right? And some new fad comes along and you go through this again and again and again. Okay. Now, here is the iconic way, right? This is what we've been teaching you all along. You tried all these other things. You fell down. You said, okay, now I know what to do. There's only 3 steps to get to the other side. I've got to distinguish myself. I have to disrupt the market. I have to do something completely different than everybody else. And then I use these systems to dominate. It's really that simple. Okay. Just those 3 simple steps. So, is this making sense to you guys? Let me know if you feel like you're on the entrepreneur or the solo journey, how many of you are solopreneurs where it's just you? And how many of you have a team? So, right, solo, if it's just you, type solo down below, and team, if you do have a team that is helping you out. Okay. This is okay to start alone, but once you're trying to get into the high sixes and sevens, if you're over 250 a year, you really need a team. You really, really, really do. Okay. And so it's not that hard. That's only $20,000. Okay. And you might think, oh, that's a lot. But remember, we're talking a $5,000 product. It's 4 clients. Like, done. Okay. So some of you are thinking it's a lot harder than it is. And this is what we want to break. And this is why I want to ask you is like, what's your identity? What do you think of yourself? Who do you think you are? Do you think you're someone who could sell a lot? Do you think you're somebody who could have $1 million business or not? So, which kind of person are you? Here's what happens in sales. This is what you have to focus on. Okay. There's a transformational timeline that's going to happen with your clients. You got to start with where they are now. Okay. Who they were and who they could be. Those are the 3 things you focus on. Okay. And if you can help them get clear on that, like, where are you right now? What's happening right now? Well, I keep going up and down, but I'm never moving forward, right? And who were they before? Like, what was your biggest year? What was that big thing that happened to you when you were just on fire? What was going on? And usually somebody gets knocked down to their knees, and then they freeze and they hesitate and they're scared and they don't want to take risks anymore and they go flat. Okay. But who could they be? Right. And so that's your goal. Okay. So take them from who they are now to who they could be. Now, this can also be you thinking about yourself, right? Who are you? Where were you? What was your best? And where do you really want to go? Okay. Forget about the crash. Just keep going forward. Now, what we want to do is ask you this iconic question. Is this how you want your story to end? Is this part right here, this part of your life right now, is this how you want your story to end? And for some of you, it's kind of a sad story. Have you noticed that you might be telling the same old story over and over? Oh, it's the market. Oh, it's the clients. Oh, nobody has money. Oh, everybody's competing with me now. So there's all these stories, but you've got to get rid of the story. Number one, you got to stop listening to people's stories. It's not about the story. They don't care about the story. They care about one thing. Remember, I just showed you. They care about who they're going to end up as. Okay. That's really what you want to focus on. So here's what you have to realize. The 2 ways to inspire them into action is attention and direction. You've got to get their attention and you've got to point them in the direction that matters. You got to point them to the direction that you want them to go. Okay. So in order to do that, you've got to radically change the result. Okay. Anybody who is not buying from you has a pattern of not buying from you. Okay. They're just so used to it, right? You walk into a store. Hi, can I help you? No, just looking, right? You have a pattern of not buying. So does everybody else. Hi, let me show you my program. No, I got burned on the last coach. That's their pattern. Now, you are the professional and you have to create a new relationship with them that will break them from this old pattern because they're coming out of a fog. Okay. So here's the fog that they are in. They are in, let me show you this: fear, obligation, and guilt. Okay. Fear, obligation, and guilt. Those are their 3 emotional levelers, right? And if you want to influence them, a lot of people use these like in a negative way, but I'm saying you have to understand their fear, their obligation, and guilt in order to influence them in the right way. Okay. So there's something called an uncertainty principle. It's Heisenberg's principle. And we talked about this because there's a pattern in languaging. Okay. There's 3 patterns, and you're going to start seeing this everywhere. Okay. I want you to pay attention in your sales calls, because this is actually physics. I know I'm putting physics here in your sales call, but it's important because the way people are selling now just doesn't work. Everybody knows exactly what's coming and what people are going to ask them. Have you noticed that? Even if you go on sales calls and listen to other people, they're exactly like the last 3 or 4. So why are you doing that? Why are you following that? Okay, so we want you to use the uncertainty principle and disrupt. Okay, you have to disrupt the environment, which is the languaging that you use. All right. And we do something called neurotracks. Okay. And neurotracks is how you disrupt that. So people are going, wait, this is different. And now you have their attention. Right. But if you say the same thing everybody else does, okay. And then where do you want to do this? And where do you want this? They ask the same dang questions all the time. I know, because I do at least once a week, I do calls, outbound calls, right, with other companies. And half the time I can mimic, I can karaoke exactly what they're going to say, because they're all exactly the same. You have to disrupt. Okay. So you disrupt the language. Okay. Then you alter the response. So you alter their response. So you're changing their state. They're going to go, oh, wow, this is different. What she's talking about is different. Okay. And then you allow for a new action. They can do something different, not the same pattern that they were locked into. Okay. So this is based off of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Now, again, please, this is, I apologize, this is kind of deep, but if you guys don't switch the way you're selling, you won't sell. And you will never sell high ticket unless you understand this, right? So we have a lot of scripts that we help our clients with. And this is like, there's different ones depending on which is your model. We have every single kind of script you could ever want. Okay. And it's important to have them, right? And nail them until you hit $100,000. Okay. And then you can alter it. Okay. And see if that keeps you going. But if you don't start up leveling from there, okay, and that's why we call it up level sales. If you don't up level it from there, you're not going to have 20, 30, 50, $60,000 sales just like that in one call. Okay. You'll be stuck thinking, I should just, maybe I should cut my price. Yeah, it's too expensive. Don't do that. Okay. Remember, we said don't cut your dreams, and don't cut the date, and don't cut your price. So here's the 3 ways that I was just showing you, right? The language, the state, and the pattern. These are the things that you have to master in order to communicate your sales. This is why when you understand this, you won't feel like you're selling. Nobody will feel like they're sold. There's not one person that I've ever sold. And there's some of my Academy members here would say they felt sold. Okay. They just don't feel sold because you're not selling. Okay. You're actually having communication and a transfer of enthusiasm. So the language is about the thoughts. Okay. And the state is about the feelings. And then the actions is about the patterns, right? So you have thoughts, feelings, actions, and then results. And that's what you're doing. Language, state, pattern, result, right? Language, state, pattern, close. Okay. So remember this. We showed you this yesterday, but this should be your light bulb moment. People respond to experience, not the reality itself. Remember, I showed you that film yesterday of touch, and you all felt a happier experience with the first half rather than part 2, right? So the question is to ask yourself, so what is your current experience with X? Okay. What's your current experience with your business right now? What's your current experience with sales right now? What's your current experience in your marketing right now? Okay. What's your current experience with your mindset about making $1 million right now? Well, I don't believe it'll happen. Okay. Or at least not to me. It's never happened. I always hit a peak and then I go down. All these stories. Okay. So, but it's not true. Okay. But they think it is. So this is why you have to work on the language and the state and the patterns. Is this making sense to you guys? Okay. So mastermind power, you have to really understand this. Put you in the right room of people so you can get results faster. I'm going to say that really slowly. Put you in the right room of people so you can get results faster. How many of you are selling to the wrong people? You're just selling to bodies. Well, that's what came in off of the ad. Or that's what's there. Those are the people in my group. You got to get in the right room. Okay. Most people are not in the right room because most people sell down. All right. Think about it. Most people sell down. You want to be smarter than the people that you're going to sell to, right? You want to be a couple steps ahead. What you want to actually be able to do is sell up. Okay. Think about this. Think about Tiger Woods. Okay. Who do you think is the better golfer, his caddy or him? He is. Okay. So the caddy isn't worried that, oh, I'm not as good of a golfer as him, right? He's selling up. Okay. Anyone does that, right? You sell up. Okay. Find the best of the best people. Those will be your best clients. And so you have to up-level yourself too, and the way you think, because otherwise you can't, if you don't use these language and states and patterns, you won't get the result because you're going to be selling down. And then you're going to find everybody's broke. Nobody has the right mindset. They don't want to do this. That's because you're selling down. Is this making sense? This should be a light bulb moment for you, okay? Because you're so much better than you're behaving, right? You are believing an experience of that's how it is instead of the reality. The reality is you can sell $20,000, $50,000 things in about 45 minutes. Remember, my best day was $436,000 in 45 minutes from stage. So and that's not even like one-to-one, that's like do a lot of people. You can do this, okay? You just haven't had the experience yet. So that's what I want to show you. I'm showing you the mindset first on up-level selling so that you understand you should always just have one meeting. One meeting. That's it. We don't have multiple meetings with people. We have one meeting, period. Okay. Why? Because we give everybody 100% of every piece of information they need on that one meeting to make an intelligent decision on the spot. Okay. Because there's nothing left, right? If you have 100% of everything to make a decision, there's nothing left. You can make a decision, right? So this is what we're training you to do. Is this making sense? Do you see how this is different than how you've been thinking, how you've been trained? And it's not about a script. Yes, I have every single kind of script you want. Okay, every industry, every type. If it doesn't matter, you want scripts, I got them coming out of my ears. But you have to understand the nuances behind it. All of this is the neurotracks that we're talking about, tapping into different parts of the brain. Okay. Are you liking this? Give me a thumbs up if it's starting to click. Okay. Because there is a lot here, but I'm trying to go fast, but I also don't want to do you guys a disservice on this. Okay. So now I'm going to just go through some different concepts about disruption, about how people think. I can't go into a lot of these, right? But I want you to see the yin and yang of selling. Okay. There's completion versus denial. Okay. Like people always say, oh, I want to think about it. Well, how long do you want to think about it? And what that is people actually, they're in denial because they can't ever complete anything. Right? Think about this. Think about the people say, I got to think about it. I got to think about it. And pray that our internet works. So I'm going to go through these concepts really quick. Okay. So we're going to ignite the change. Okay. This is all about disruption. Okay. And we talk about the 4 laws of physics that apply to the SOAR formula, quantum Zeno effect. Okay. This is taking a new action in the face of a new opportunity. Quantum Zeno effect says, this is the coolest thing. Okay. You see this all the time. Quantum Zeno effect says that when you have a new opportunity that comes up, guess what? Your habit has been so ingrained in you that you're going to do the old thing you've always done. Okay? Think about that. A new opportunity comes up and you're going to do something different. You say, I'm going to go start working out. That's my new opportunity. I got to get this body in shape. And I put my clothes there, and shoes right there. You can't miss. And then you come home, and you're like, oh, there's my workout clothes. I'm gonna go to the gym. That's my new year, new you, right? And what do? You're thirsty, a hot day, and you go to the fridge and you grab a beer, and oh God, that beer feels good. Oh, now you're a little full. You should probably digest that. And so you grab the clicker, and then you sit in front of the TV, and then you pass out. And then it's 11:30 at night, and there's your folded clothes and tennis shoes right by the door. You had a new opportunity, and you still went for the old pattern. That's quantum Zeno effect. This is why the language statement of patterns have to be disrupted so that you can get your buyers to understand they're in a habit loop. They're not afraid. They're just in a pattern, and they're naturally going to go to the old pattern because that's all they've done for 20, 30 years, right? But it's not what they want. Remember, experience and reality. Okay. So this is why we talk about disruption. When you disrupt your audience, your group, your pond, you will be amazed how quickly you dominate the market. So now hopefully you're starting to see the distinguish, disrupt, and dominate. So how are you going to frame some of these conversations? It doesn't matter what you say, but it matters how they will react. Okay. So you can say stuff, but what are they saying to it? And that's where the listening comes in. Okay. Another concept in the communication is that your objective is to elicit emotion. You're not just going to talk, well, let's talk about the numbers. Well, first of all, before we get going, how much is it? Don't go there, right? If they don't, and you've got to reveal their history. Like you're just in a state of denial, and you have no ability. Okay. It's not that you have to check with anybody. It's just that that's your patterning. And when you reveal their history, they go, wow, you know what? You're right. And people appreciate the truth. Your job, as I said at the beginning, is to explain truth from falsehood to people. Okay. And and your distinction comes in. Okay. So example, based on what you said, on what I know, is and they just follow you. That's not salesy, is it? Okay, based on everything you told me and your history and all of that I know, and based on what's in the market, this is what my recommendation is for you. And when you have led, they will follow. All right. So that's what happens naturally in this. So we talked about the historical trust patterns. What strategy did you use to blank? Okay, I'm giving you some kind of sales lines, if you will. I'm not giving you a whole script, but concepts, okay? Frameworks that I want you to understand why this is so different. Well, what strategy did you use to get there? Okay. What strategy did you use to do that? We ask people that a lot when they price things. Well, what specific strategy did you use to come up with the pricing for your program? And they look at us like we just spoke Chinese. Oh, there's a strategy. We always crack up on that one. I always do. I don't know. I know it's coming. Everyone gives me the same response, predictable human behavior. I studied for years. They always give me the same response, strategy. Oh, my coach told me, or everyone else is priced at $9.97 or something. I was like, oh boy, we have a problem, right? So most people don't even understand that there is a historical process that they've been doing. I love the ridiculous questions. Hey, so would it be ridiculous to start with you telling me exactly what you want and why you're here? No, right? It wouldn't be ridiculous at all. This is what I'm here. Okay. Or let's get you to where you want and not waste your time. Okay. This is just, opening questions that are really going to get you on track, because most people just lie like, oh, I'm just here for this and that. And that's why these calls just go on and on and on. Okay. Another historical trust pattern that you want to establish. Who's the last person you bought something from that you enjoyed the process? It's a great question, right? Most people, if you ask them, so what's happening in your business? Do you know what they do? The very first thing they do is they're going to tell you what's wrong. going to tell you everything that's wrong. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. What did you really like about what they did? Remember, this is Heisenberg, okay? This is that physics law. People are always going to make the best choice that they can at that moment. You go, I don't know why they didn't buy. Well, that was the best choice they could at the moment. Why? Because Heisenberg says when the conditions are appropriate, the situation will appear. It is the best decision they can make at the moment. Why? Because you didn't provide a condition for them to make a different decision. You didn't provide 100% information. You weren't convincing. You didn't show them 100% of everything they needed to know. And that's why they made that decision. So you have to leverage the environment in your favor. I hope this is making sense. I'm not going to go into the buyer's formula. I'm going to show you that tomorrow. But there is actually a 7-step buyer's formula. Okay. This is really important. People have a predictive way of buying. And if you take them out of that way, they're going to feel uncomfortable. They expect to buy things a certain way. When you go in the grocery store, don't you go a certain way up and down certain aisles and it's comfortable? What if the next time you went in the grocery store, if you always go right, you went left? It would feel weird, wouldn't it? Okay. So there's a predictable pattern that you have, and people have a predictable pattern. All right. And when you know the pattern and you do it for them, with them, they feel safe. When they feel safe, they will buy. Easy, right? Okay. I hope this is making sense. So, again, these are concepts that I want you to understand are so pivotal. So, current stage analysis is something that you need to do. Okay. Hey, where are you right now? Are you in the thinking or the decision stage? Are you in the frustrated or doing stage? Are you in the talking or action stage? How many of you get people and all they want to do is talk about their stuff, and they don't ever want to take action? Boring, right? So you have to flush that out right away, right? And you see how that builds your authority just by asking these kind of questions? If you guys want a replay of this, please type hashtag replay, okay? Hashtag replay, and we'll get this too. I got 2 or 3 more. I just want to show you. Stalls. Okay. You might know these things as objections. Okay. I was like, oh, what if they give me an objection? I have an answer for that. Okay. This goes back to what I talked about earlier. Stall, comment. It's more than I have. It's really a denial. Okay. What are they denying? They're trying to avoid something. Why? Because the avoidance leads them to, there's something that they have a fear of. And that fear is about trust. And that trust is usually not you, it's them. They usually don't trust themselves. Okay. This is the key. Why do you not have objections? Because objections should be handled in the first 15 minutes. Okay. When you do that, you never have any at the end. So there's not this pressure at the end. Oh my God, are they going to do it? Are they going to say yes? Or are they going to ask me all this thing and it's going to ruin the momentum? Okay. You get all your objections handled in the first 15 minutes. And I need to think about it. How many of you hear that? I need to think about it. I'm going to say, great, I hear you. Right? That's the easiest way to get it started. Acknowledge, hey, I heard you. I'm not going to agree with you that you need to think about it. Okay. But I heard you. That's it. Okay. Is this making sense? This is really high level stuff, but oh my goodness, it will change your world. Okay. This is why I've always been in the 90 percentile of closing. Okay. Not 10, not 25, not 50. On an off time, 75, probably my lowest, was 75 to 98% closing ratio. And it's because I understand the mind. All right. And when you understand it, it's so easy. People are, you take that and physics, and just being a good human and understanding the difference between truth and falsehood. It's easy. Okay. Does that sound easy, or did I just like freak you all out? What's hard is trying to teach that to you in a very short period of time. So you guys have in your workbook everything I'm teaching you, right? You guys have this here. It's behind me as well. This is the up-level sales system, okay? And these are the 9 steps that you go through. That's how you have 7-figure sales, and you can stop Mickey Mousing around in things that are under $5,000, okay? So it is designed for high ticket, all right? Now, I gave you a snapshot, okay? I could teach a year on this because it's so fun, okay? But nobody has that much time. Well, actually, with me, you should, okay? So this is the high-level system. I'm going to show you what all these fill in the blanks are, okay? And I'm going to go really fast, okay? Because of time. And I have one extra gift for you guys. If you just got here and you didn't see today's freebie, this is today's freebie. And I want you guys all to have a way to get people to turn their heads. Okay, so I'm giving you headlines, 342 power headlines that sell. They've been proven and tested. Our team is going to give you the link. All you have to do, this is for every single person. And just by commenting, guess what? You get extra points. I'm making this so easy because our scholarship drawing is tomorrow. So you have to be here tomorrow at 5 to see if your name is drawn. Okay, so let's go through. I'm going to read these all really quick so you guys can see these, okay? So up-level selling is high ticket without high pressure, okay? And so each station is another level. It's going to take you up and up and up and up and up another level, and you're dealing with higher and higher and higher levels of consciousness. That's why your sales always feel really good for you and for the buyer, okay? So imagine if you actually had fun in it, okay? This is our proprietary method. This is based on over probably by now 30 years. I started selling very young and have always been in the top 1% or top number 1% in as many as 100,000 people. It's just something that has come really natural to me. And then I researched it to figure out why does it work. So here's the thing. Level 1. Hey, is it okay with you guys if I just go about 5 or 10 minutes longer just so I can cover this? If somebody can give me a thumbs up or a yes, that would be great. I don't want to only give you part of it. Okay, so give me a yes. Thank you. Thank you. Give me a yes. Awesome. So, okay, level 1 in your homework, that's connect. And I actually just literally last night, I'm writing a book on this. So I literally just finished it, at least the manuscript on this. So that's going to be coming out shortly. I don't know if I'll have it by, for you guys yet. I might have a mini version that I can get you guys maybe on Tuesday. We'll see how much I finish. And if you guys want it, maybe on Tuesday, I can get it to you. But I will be giving it to all of our Academy members. So level 1 is connect. And lost my spot here. So this might be a little bit out of order. Okay. So, so what we have here, then all the questions that you're going to ask at level 1. Okay. Yeah, it's a little out of order here. Okay. Let's do this in order if I can see better. Okay. Level 2 is explore. So for level 2, right, explore. And then these are the questions. Please ask for the replay. I'm going to just put it on the screen. I'm not going to go through it just so you guys can always watch it back on the replay. Okay. So that's level 2. Level 3 is the problem. Okay. So level 3, you're going to address the problem. These are the questions that you're going to ask in level 3. And then level 4, and just write this down in your workbook. If you need some help, ask our concierges afterwards and just say homework help, and we will help you out. Okay. And these are the questions that you are going to answer in level 4. Okay. 4 is the solution. You're really trying to figure out what is the ultimate solution that they want. Here is level 5. Level 5 is impact. Okay. What is the impact that they want to have? What happens if they don't get that impact? Okay. Level 6 is the shift. This is the turning point. Okay. And level 7 is to present Now, I ran out of StreamYard will only let me put up so many slides, so I can't give you all the questions here. You guys are going to have to just ask us. 7 is present, and level 8 is commit. So write down commit in the slot for number 8. And level 9 is solve. Okay? So here they all are, right? Connect, explore, problem, solution, impact, shift, present, commit, and solve. Okay? So that's how simple it is. And it works. Okay. I had to squeeze right up, make sure I could read everything there. But here's what I want you to do. Is this making sense? Can you guys give me some feedback? Was this helpful? Because tomorrow we're going to actually show you how to close via chat. Okay. We have a method that we use just to be able to close in the chat. And I'm going to show you how to do it, who to do it with, when to do it, when to not do it, and how to make it work. Okay. And how to make it not go on forever so that you're not still chatting until 3 in the morning. And one other thing that I want you guys to have before you go, remember, you're still getting points. And how many of you have some part of what we've been teaching you that just hit you and it was one of these, right? It was a light bulb moment. Okay. Did anybody have a light bulb moment while you were here? Maybe it was when you were understanding the power pitch, like Lisa was telling us. And maybe it was your vision, like, oh, wait, I have to be really distinguished. Maybe you finally got the concept of one, not having multiple products. Okay. Don't have multiple products unless you're at 7 figures. Have multiple products. Otherwise, knock it off, right? Okay. I don't care what your other people are telling you. No, don't do it. Okay. And I can give you lots of proof on that why. But I would love to teach you more of this. But unfortunately, I actually have to then kind of leave you guys and go back with my clients. So what I would like to do just for about 4 or 5 minutes, is it okay if I share with you what it would be like to work with me on a longer basis so that we could really dive deep on some of these kind of concepts and seeing how everything is actually different than you've probably been learning. So I will tell you a little bit more about this later, but I want to just do this now because I think a lot of you are seeing from the comments that this is different, right? And this is why high ticket selling, you can have a 90% close ratio because it's something different. It looks at a different aspect rather than selling a product. You're finding out more about this person and you're helping them become the person that they actually want to be, right? That's why it doesn't feel salesy. And so these kind of concepts are the things that we teach in the Iconic Leadership Academy. You guys already saw what we do, right? You already know the formula in order to have a 7-figure year, and anybody can do it. Is only 3 things you have to do. Okay. The first thing that we have to do is we have to distinguish you from everybody else. And there's something in you that is very different, and you're probably hiding it. And it probably is related to somewhat of a little bit of a traumatic story in your life. And that thing is what we are going to turn into a $1 million business. It is part of your $1 million model. Okay. You've probably been shoving it down and we're going to shine it up. All right. And that's why it's so easy, because it's part of you. I am not going to make you do something that's different. Okay. Like I'm not saying, hey, go start an agency because that makes a lot of money, or go into NFTs, go into Forex. That's not you. Come on. Right. You want something around you. Okay. And it doesn't mean you have to be an online coach. We have people that do all kinds of things. There's a woman, Marnie Free. Don't you love that name? Free. And she's a jeweler and she makes amazing work. You guys will have to see some of her stuff. So we have people that have great causes like Sherry, people who do dramatic, incredible transformations like Angie. Okay. So because they are actually doing their heart's thing. That's my number one goal. And I don't know if my mission statement is in here, but that is my thing, is to have you live your life in alignment with your highest purpose. That's what I live for. Okay. And most people aren't. And so this is why I created the Iconic Leadership Academy. It is high tech, it is high touch, just like we are here. And it is also high ticket. So let's be clear on that. I'm not going to teach you high ticket and then offer something for $1,000. But I would love to have you be a part of it. You will work with me for a year, and you will work with me. Okay, me, not you come in and then you see me about twice a year. You're actually working with me. I'm the one there. I will work with you 5 days a week in our mastermind group, and then twice a week we have in-depth coaching, usually about 2 hours at a time. And then every month we do stuff like this, like we did today, but on consciousness. Okay, so my degrees are in advanced theoretical physics, and I have a theology master's, and design undergrad. So you put all that together, and I it's created what we call a biosphere. This is really what we're going to talk about tomorrow. How do you create a biosphere? Something that is all in one thing. You don't need anything else. You don't need something outside of you. You don't need another mindset coach. You don't need an ads coach. You don't need all these other coaches and things. Okay, you just need one home. Okay, and that one home is what's called ease and plastic. So ease and plastic means one who has the power to unite disparate parts into one unified whole. Okay, that's what the academy is. It takes all these different pieces of everything you need in your business and it puts it in one place. Okay, and it's called the Iconic Leadership Academy. Well, we have a vault, and that vault is open 24/7. And every single week, we keep adding new stuff to it every week. And we take out stuff that is no longer current. And you have everything in there. You have stuff, if you want to be a podcaster, great. You want to be a YouTube person, great. You want to build the best pond in the world, awesome. Okay. You want to be an amazing speaker, like I used to speak all the time. You want to learn that? Great. You want to do summits? Cool. Whatever your model is, we have it's like different rooms in the house. Okay. And so you have something for whatever type of business it is, right? Again, I've worked with 32 different businesses. I've built 5 of my own multi-million-dollar businesses. So this is not my first rodeo, okay? I'm not trying to get to 6 figures. I do 6 figures a week, not a year. So I don't have a need for you to pay my mortgage. I have a need for you to fulfill your purpose, your highest purpose. What is that thing? We have to bring it out. You guys are not bringing it out enough. Even if you're at 1 million, you should be coming up to 2 to 5 million. So, but most people here, I think we might have 1 or 2, are under 1 million. Most of you are under 6 figures. Okay. And so you always hear me say, I take you from 6 to 7 figures. Absolutely. But we have people here that came in with nothing. Okay. And still are taking it up there. Okay. But you have to take the first step. Okay. So what I want you to do is have a phone call with me. Now, this will be a short phone call. Okay. So that we can see what kind of questions do you have? Is this something I can even entertain with you? Okay. Like because of my near-death experience, in about 15 seconds, I can read people's consciousness and figure out exactly what their predictable human behavior is. I studied it for 12 years. So I can see somebody, I know exactly where you're going to screw up, why, when it's going to happen, and what it takes to get you back on track. Now, whether or not you follow that, that's up to you. Okay. So I can see it like that. But then the question is, we have to, like I showed you today, uncover your history. What is your historical patterns that you're doing that are keeping you stuck like this, right? There's only those 4 laws of physics that we work with, right? Heisenberg, Zeno, Occam's razor, and the other one I can't think of right now, okay? So those laws of physics are what's going to take you to $1 million. You back up, okay, everything. So I'm going to be working with you 5 days a week. You have access to me. Twice a week, we do in-depth hot seats and in-depth training. Okay. So for example, like I'm studying a lot on AI, right? So as I learned that, I teach it to you. What I learn, you guys model, you get the stuff that we use. Everything goes in the vault. You guys can have access to anything. I built in a law library in there for you as well. So how many of you don't really have your logistics set up? You don't have your trademarks or your LLC right and all that kind of stuff. You don't have agreements when you have subcontractors, or if you're going to partner up with somebody and you're like, I don't know, we'll wing it, and then you get sued or somebody rips you off. I hate that. Or a client doesn't pay. We've got airtight contracts. Whatever you guys need for that, right? We've got the law library for it. My attorney. So I have to put the disclaimer out there. You guys just let your legal professional take a look at it too. Okay. So little things like that that would normally slow you down, we take care of. Guess what? All of your web assets. Okay. Remember I showed you yesterday, you guys got the freebie on how to make a landing page so people will come to it and put their email in there so you can do that. Well, we have all of them. You want one for your brick and mortar. You want one for your ad agency. You want one for your real estate business. Are you a dentist? Are you a doctor, chiropractor? Do you have a dog grooming business? Are you in the fitness business? Are you an online coach? Are you a speaker? Every single type of industry, we have a website for you. We have landing pages. If you have a book or a lead magnet, we have that. You want to go live and do a live event, we have landing pages and funnels. Not just the landing pages, the whole funnel, which means all the emails are written. Everything is done. Okay. Now, for those of you who want to build a pond, guess what? We do that for you. We know it's hard to build a pond, unstock it. Okay. So we actually, this is one of our fast 48-hour bonuses. Okay. So you're going to have this through Saturday night. We're going to do this for you. We'll do the work. Okay. I know you need a pond. So we're going to do it. We have a fast start program. We're going to stick you in. We're going to build it for you. Okay. We will build it and you will come. So people always complain, I don't want to do that. I want to build it. Okay, shut up. We'll do it. Okay. We got the hint. Okay. Same thing. Why do we do all the websites and stuff and the funnels? Because it stopped people, right? People are so busy working on their logos and what does my cover look like? We have something called the Iconic Design Team, and the Iconic Design Team does our designs. Okay. They're not crap. They're good stuff, right? But it's our brand, right? But we also do it for our clients. And you'll see clients that have a totally different look than us, okay? And we'll do that for them, okay? So we have all of that, okay? Your GPS, okay? It's in your workbook somewhere in there, right? This whole design, guess what? We'll do that for you too. Okay. You're like, I don't know. Should I be a circle, a square, or a triangle, or a ladder, or a snake, or steps? We'll design that for you. Okay. We'll give you the smartest design for your audience and your colors, your fonts, everything. Okay. And then what if you're like, well, I know I also need to communicate with people. Yes, Chat GPT came out of nowhere, and that's a great thing. We'll be teaching you guys a lot. You guys don't know this, but Angie is sort of our resident expert on AI, on Chat GPT and everything. She is amazing, and she handles a lot of our social media. So we'll teach you that kind of stuff, but we'll also provide you with your first 6 months of emails to go out to your audience. How would you like that? You don't need a copywriter. Copywriters are very expensive and they're really not that good. So we'll be your copywriter. We'll be your designers. And what about you guys? How many of you don't have a team and you know you need it? How many of you on the SOAR quiz, you said, what level are you? And you checked employee because you're doing everything. I started off that way too, right? I did everything in my business. Okay. And it's awful. And you're like, if you break it all down, I'm making 3.5 cents an hour. It's not good. So you can't do that. And so when you go and take your first launch out into the world, we're going to design, right? We're going to finish and polish off this $1 million offer. Okay. And we're going to put it out on the market. And when you launch anything, that's why it's called an IPO, right? When a company has an IPO, initial public offering, right? It's a big deal. You ring the bell on Wall Street. Well, when you launch your IPO, your iconic premium offer, it's the same thing. You need big fanfare. Well, how about if you could steal my wives? You have met all my wives. You've met Angie and Della and Sandy, and we also have Tally in the background. And we have an amazing team. And you guys talk to them all the time. They're awesome, aren't they? Will you give them some props, send them some love, say hi to whoever your concierge is? Well, guess what? I'm going to let you steal my wives. I call them my wives because they take care of everything for me. So I'm going to let you steal my wives, and they will come and work your events. So I'm going to subsidize that for you, and all you have to do is focus on your message, okay? And they'll work in the background and do everything magical for you, okay? And so you have a team now, right? So do you see what I'm doing? I'm putting together everything you could possibly need and covering every excuse you've had forever, okay? I am changing your behavior, your state, and your languaging. So you can, for you, like, yeah, it's because, no, we covered that. It's because, no, we covered that. No, we covered that. Okay. Again, I've done lots of speaking. We have a class called Famous in 4 Hours. Some of you are like, I like everything, but I'm not going to get on camera. I'm not going to do that. Okay. You can go on podcast if you want to. But I'll tell you what, the money's in video. Okay. It's just that you're not good. You weren't good riding a 2-wheel bike until you started with a trike and got to a bike, right? So we teach you that. And we have the camera confidence and charisma class. I will throw that in for you as well. Now, something that, oh, Angie, I know you're listening and you're just going to cringe. A lot of you don't know this, but obviously I've written a number of books, and I teach a class called the Distinguished Author Program. It's once or twice a year, and this year we 3x'd it. It's going to be shortly. I think it's in May. I have to double check my schedule though. Okay, so and you're writing a book, a #1 best-selling book in 13 weeks. I just did it recently with this book here. Okay. And within 3 hours, we were #1 bestseller. We were on every single possible media place, everywhere. Wall Street Journal, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox. I mean, we were everywhere. Okay. So for those of you who decide this is everything I've been looking for, this is every reason I didn't move forward, I want to find out about this. This, I am making a 48-hour only bonus. Okay. And the bonus is that you will get that class for free in the academy. Okay. So you just can't hold me to the date because my schedule is a little flexible. If I say May 12th and it's going to be June 1st, it's going to be that. I'm the one teaching it. There's only 13 people who will be able to come in. That's it. Every time we do it, there's only 13. You get total support. This is not us just writing it for you, not you recording in a thing and handing it over. You are engaged. You are finishing and writing a book and publishing it. And this time we're editing it and everything. Okay. Last class we did, all 13 people finished their book. Okay. Because I was like, right. Just a little bit. You're going to finish a book in 13 weeks. Why would you want to finish it in 13 years? 87% of the population wants to write a book and only 3% ever finish one. So only for, and obviously can't do more than 13. Actually, we already have some slots filled. I think we already have 5 slots filled for the upcoming class. So probably about 8 people. So 8 people would be able to get that for free. It's right now an $8,000 value, depending on how it looks in May. It might be more. It might be more like 10,000, but it's absolutely everything that you need, and it is the latest stuff. Okay, and all the tech and all the gadgets and everything, and every single one of my books became a bestseller. So I can help you do that, and we will also help you out with the cover design because that's a big thing, right? So let's see, the book that's only for the first 48 hours. Okay. So that means if you want to come in, you need to come in. So by Sunday morning, you need to be in. Okay. So you need to book a call. My calendar is currently full. So we are clearing my calendar right now. So all you can do right now, I'm not asking you to hand me a check or anything. I'm just having you book a call. Okay. So that I can distinguish who needs a call to find out a question from who needs a call to find out what does it really look like to work with me in the academy. Type hashtag academy. Okay. I don't even have a slide for this. So hashtag academy, and I will have a call with you. I'll be the one having the call with you. And it's 45 minutes, might go an hour. And I will show you tomorrow more details, because I don't think I have any bandwidth tonight to do a call, but I'll start doing calls at any point tomorrow. So just do hashtag academy. Hashtag academy. If my team can write that in there. If you're curious, I'm not saying you're committed. I'm saying, are you curious? I'm also saying, are you the kind of person who's like, I am here because something is missing. I can't figure it out on my own anymore, right? And what's it costing you to not figure it out? So think about this. Like, just me giving you my staff. Do you guys know? I looked at that and I was like, oh my goodness. And we were in a meeting. I said, Angie, do you realize that for somebody to just have a part-time assistant, like, have you guys ever had an assistant, someone who comes in and, do my email and do this, and could you make spreadsheets for me? And you go through about 3 or 4 of them in a year because they never get it right. Do you know you pay more for somebody doing that for you part-time than you would to work with us with everything we give you for a year? And what do you think would give you a greater impact? A part-time assistant or working with me for a year? Writing a book, having your own pond, your own stage. Maybe you have a podcast that you decide to do. Maybe you do none of that. Maybe you pull back and get rid of all the stuff you were doing and finally do the thing you really wanted to do. But you were just doing that stuff because it made money. So I work a lot in the medical profession, and they have high burnout rates. And do you know that most doctors don't want to be doctors? They didn't want to be doctors, but they were just smart and they were kind of pushed down that road. And do you know, when you study their brain, everybody's brain works in a different way, and it has a preference for certain type of industry. That do you know that most doctors' brains are not aligned with what they're doing? And that's why they have such high stress and burnout. And so how many of you are doing something that your brain isn't even aligned with? It's just because you've been doing it so long, right? I went back. I used to own a lot of mortgage and finance companies all over the country in 13 states. We were the number one in our industry. And somebody popped in my feed from way back then, a little while ago. And I was like, oh my God, are you still doing that? And it's like, wow, like nobody changed. Like, that mortgage industry is going to get disrupted in a big bad way. Like, they're all not doing anything different. I don't get it. People, like, did the pandemic not teach us anything? Like, we lost our freedom. We lost our voice, our right, our heart. Everybody had a form of PTSD because of that. And how dare we let somebody else command us to do something or stay in a job? If you look at the bottom of the SOAR book, it says to live a life of unlimited freedom. That's all you get with being $1 million entrepreneur. Are you living a life of unlimited freedom right now? Unlimited freedom for you might be $250,000. Okay. And it might be $100,000. It might be $5 million. Okay. But you won't know until you go there. I just say, go for the million and cut back if you don't like it. I haven't seen anyone cut back yet, but go for the million. And then if it's too much for you, cut back. But I'll tell you a little secret that most people don't talk about is that when you own a business and you have taxes, especially if you're cursed to live here in California, most business owners with their profit and teams and all that, do you know most business owners only make 40% out of what they earn? So do you see why I'm pushing so hard for $1 million? Because if you're making 100,000, you're only going to take home 40,000. You can't live off of that. Come on. Every car is cost more. Okay. Average house, 400,000. How are you ever going to afford that on $40,000? So stop thinking you're trying to get to 6 figures. Go for 7. Okay. Could you live off 400,000? Yes, that would put you in the 1% club. Okay. And the only way I have seen how to do it, because I've gone backwards so many times following the wrong coaching strategies because they didn't do it. They never were ahead of me. They just pretended they were. And so I've lost it all following the wrong path. And I put everything together in this program because I lost it all. I did. This program is based on what I paid $100,000 to do. And I went to this event, and all the bigwigs, every single one of them is still one of the OG out there. And they all came in, and everyone was like, you get access to each one of them, 10 people, all their different specialties, right? And all you have to do is pay them $100,000. I thought, this is exactly what I need. It's so easy. Everything is in one place. I got my ads guy. I got my this guy. I got my mind guy. I got, my copy guy, my email guy. It's all here. And so I invested in this thing with a few other people. We all put in $100,000, and 10 days later, they ran off with their money. Didn't get a thing. I got one phone call, and I was humiliated. I was angry. I was pissed. I hated this industry. Couldn't believe I left a $45,000 a month speaking gig to do this, and I was making nothing, and everybody was a lying sack of potatoes. And I thought, but it was what I wanted. What I wanted is one place where I had everything, right? And so I built it. That getting ripped off so badly, this is my silver lining and why I am here. That's why I've only had the Iconic Entrepreneur. I've only taught 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less. I haven't switched my game with the seasons, I do one thing. And I do it really well. It's singularity, and you're going to do the same thing, and we're going to do it together. So if you would love to work with me, please type #Academy. Thank you for being here. I really, really love working with you guys, seeing your comments and your questions. My team is standing by, and they're going to get you booked. And we'll start with, 10, 15-minute call. Make sure I answer your kind of basic questions. But tomorrow, please be here tomorrow, because we're going to have the scholarship, and I'll show you more in depth. Okay. So, because some of you might just say, nah, that's not what I want. Sounded good the other day, but maybe when you see it, you're like, okay. And I have some other things. I have another, my last AI thing for you guys. Also, one of your fast start bonuses, 48-hour bonus. So you get me coaching you live. I do have a team too, but I am your primary person, and you're with me for a year. We set up a workshop where what we do for 4 hours is build out your program in your entire year. Before you even get started, the very first thing we do is do that. Actually, no, I lied. The very first thing is we get you something called the 21-day Mind Mastery Program. It's a program that I built. I'll tell you about that on Sunday. It's a program to get rid of all of your negative habits, all of your blocks. Okay. Takes about 7 to 10 minutes a day. 4 steps, of course, and it is the bomb. It's what helped me get over compound PTSD in 19 days after 10 years of severe abuse. And it's the best thing out there. My clients that use it, you'll meet some of them. Sherry and Angie are phenomenal. They do this every day, and you can see it in the results. It's 100% difference in people who actually do the mind work versus the people that don't. Okay. So that's why I say the whole self-help industry is upside down. It's backwards. It's wrong. And that's why you've gone to every self-help thing, every weird person says, oh, I got a mindset. Start with mindset first. I'm like, who are you to teach me mindset? Right. But they try, God bless them. So that's the very first thing you do. And then we have our, you're going to fill out an orientation You're going to go to what we call a CEO class. It's an orientation. You're going to see everything. It's like our walk through the campus, and we show you around everything and introduce you to everybody. And then you're going to have a VIP workshop with me. And we're going to lay out your entire year, the naming, the shape, your offer, what's your thing, what's your story, what's your brand look like, what do you want it to be? Are we continuing on what you have? Are you throwing it all away and starting from scratch? We got to know all that. Okay, so you're going to fill out a multi-page questionnaire, and then we get going. Boom. It's not like you have to wait until March 20th or anything. We're going to start right away. Okay. And on the first, some of you might make it. Is that this week? Oh, I think we have to move it. The first Friday of every month, we do that 21-day Mind Mastery Live. Okay. And it's if there's any of my peeps in the house, tell them what you think. I would love for you to meet some of the people that are in the academy, because you don't just want to hear from me. So we're going to have some people on Saturday and Sunday and Monday coming in and answering any kind of questions that you have as well. I guarantee you this is completely different than anything else you've been in. And we have people who have never left. So I started this 4 years ago, and we have people on their 4th year. So that says a lot. And we have a lot of people who are going to be on their 3rd year. And but I don't take everybody. Oh, last thing. Sorry. I get so excited about this. I love what I do. I love who comes in. I love the fact that I never know before I start this on Monday that I'm going to meet someone who's amazing, that we're going to work together for a whole year. It's so cool. So there is a question in the back of your head that you're like, I don't even want to ask. And it's a money question, right? And it's a natural question. And you guys all come to me to learn how to make more money. So what do I know? I know you all want more money, which means there might be a lack of it, right? Okay, duh. So don't worry about your money story. It's behind us. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get rid of all this stuff on Sunday too, and my amazing guest on Sunday. But don't worry about money issues, okay? Because they're not an issue, okay? And we'll get rid of them. But we do financing for anybody. Now, it's a little tricky if you're outside of the U.S., I got to tell you. But inside the U.S., we do it. And you have to have a credit score above 500. So if you have a credit score above 500, we're still in the ballpark, okay? And we've been known to stretch out your payments as far as 9 years, okay? So what that means is, yes, I'm high ticket, but if you can stretch out your payments for 9 years, that's longer than you can have a car financed. There's nobody in the world who will finance coaching for 9 years. Okay. So we'll find a way. I used to be in the finance business and mortgages, and we know how to structure money. But if it's not the right fit, if you're digging through couch cushions, it just might not be your time. Okay. So I'm just excited to work with you guys. Type #Academy. And I went a little long, but I really want to talk to you guys. Everything that I'm offering here and my free access is good through midnight on Tuesday. Okay. At 12:01 Tuesday, we really will and do take down everything, the replays, everything. That's why I'm like, hey guys, you still have time to get the VIP stuff if you want to. If some of you can't afford to work with me, you really should go for the VIP, because then you get some time with me. But ask questions, right? There's a lot. I didn't even scratch the surface on everything you get. Oh, the AI. So not only do you have us here, we have a brand new app that is going to coach you on the 6 soft skills. Okay. I'll tell you more about that tomorrow, but that way you can still keep in touch with us. We're going to check in on you every day. Hey, how you doing? Okay, let's work on your leadership. No, let's work on this thing. Let's work on your productivity, right? Because a lot of people sort of fall off, right? You didn't get any accountability from anybody. So not only do we do it on a human basis, but we have a new app that'll do it on an AI basis, and it's all programmed and our books are in there and all kinds of stuff. So every day, once or twice a day, however often you want to check in, it's going to keep moving you forward. Okay. So you guys have a great day. I'm going to run out of battery. Oh my gosh. So I will see you tomorrow, 5 o'clock, big drawing. Let me know what you thought of today. Please put your comments in there. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye.